Hey guys, before we get started with the subscriber special, I just wanted to give a shout out today to it's a YouTuber that I've grown really fond of recently, and that is YouTuber Baby Lamb Creations. Recently they've been making a lot of videos dedicated to a lot of the older PBS shows, including one of my favorite shows, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and they recently did a tribute in honor of the 50th anniversary of the show airing. So I want to thank you guys for making that video. It brought a lot of memories back, and also not too long ago when Mr. Rogers had his well, it was last year. I think it's gonna be his birthday's coming up actually soon, but last year they did a video for his 89th birthday, which basically had a clip that I had not seen in quite some time that I was actually looking for, and it was the one where they surprised Mr. Rogers at the end of the episode with the birthday party, and that whole week was dedicated to secrets. So I want to thank you for putting that out there and allowing me to find it. So their channel's just really awesome. It's not just Mr. Rogers, but they dedicate to a lot of the older PBS shows, and they make a lot of cool content. So guys, go check them out, go subscribe to them. They're awesome, and keep doing what you're doing, and let's keep the legacy of Fred Rogers going strong. Now let's get into the video. Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is JC with Modern Warfare, and for the first time on my channel, this is a subscriber special, and I'm really excited to do this. Never done a subscriber special before, not even when I hit 100, because I didn't even know what subscriber specials were then, but now seeing that I've hit over 600, and I'm combining this with my 500 and 600 because they happened so quick, I decided to do a subscriber special because a lot of my other friends have been doing subscriber specials, and I figure it's about time that we had a subscriber special, especially with a lot of you coming from Plain Rock 124's channel and probably wondering what the hell is this person all about. Well, today I'm going to give you a little rundown of that with all the questions you guys have asked me, and I'm going to answer all your questions truthfully. Well, as with much truth as I can. You guys asked some pretty good questions, actually. You guys didn't get as personal as I thought you guys might have, especially on some of my other videos with some of the questions and some of the things you posted, which I don't really care about. But anyways, we're going to get started here, and I'm just going to start answering the questions, and yeah, let's do it. Actually, just one more side note before we get started. Some of you guys asked the same question, you know, not realizing, or maybe realizing, but just wondering, and you just asked kind of the same questions. So the ones that asked the same questions repeatedly, I'm going to do all in one. I will put your guys' comments all on the screen just so you guys have some recognition, but also I will just answer those at one time instead of answering them individually. So we're going to answer the individual questions first, and then the ones that get a little bit repetitive we'll start answering toward the end. So we're going to start off with an easy one. The first question off the top of the list is, how old are you? I am 20 years old, going to be 21 in June. Is this King's friend? I would like to think of myself as King's friend. I mean, I don't know where he ranks me on his friend list, but yeah, I mean, I collab with him, I hang out with him. We get along pretty well, so I would say that we're good friends. Congrats on the 600 subscribes. Great idea with the Q&A. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Team T Realm. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. Next question is, what is your favorite meme? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't look at a lot of memes. I know I might sound really crazy for saying this, but that's just never been who I was. However, I do have one that I do really like, and it was actually something somebody shot me through social media. Because they saw a lot of this in me because of the person that I am. So we're going to pull this up, if I can pull it up. And I don't know if this technically qualifies as a meme, but this is probably one of my favorites. And I don't know how well you guys can see that. Sorry to anybody who's watching this and actually thought that I was a straight A student. I do my best. Oh, shut up. I try and do my best, but there are times where things get a little busy and I have to write at the last minute. So sorry guys if you guys thought of me as that kind of person, but if you didn't, then there's no surprise there. 3 questions. Are you a fan of Harry Potter? Yes, I am actually a fan of Harry Potter. I don't know where this question kind of came from, but it was asked, so I might as well answer it. Yes, I am a fan of Harry Potter. I actually became a fan of Harry Potter later in life. It wasn't something like a lot of people when the books were coming out and the movies were coming out. They were flocking to the bookstores and the movie theaters to watch and read these books. It wasn't like that, unfortunately, with me. I talk to a lot of people and they say like, oh yeah, I grew up reading the Harry Potter series, or I grew up watching the Harry Potter series. I actually didn't. I'm going to be completely honest. What happened when I was younger is I was a little bit more impressionable than I am now. And so my parents thought that maybe it wasn't the greatest idea to get me introduced into the Harry Potter series as a child, because of the way that I kind of was and the way that my brain functioned, that they thought, you know, it wasn't like they thought I was going to go try this stuff out or anything, but, you know, they just, the way that the movies work and the more down the line you get with the films, the darker the series gets as well. But it wasn't until I was about 19 when I actually got exposed. My parents never were really into it either, and it really had nothing to do with like the religious aspect or wondering, is Harry Potter okay because it deals with witchcraft. It had really nothing to do with that. Yeah, I mean, it's just something that I don't think really interests us as much. Now, when I became a teenager, I got really fascinated with Star Wars, and I am a huge Star Wars fan. I have seen every movie. I'm watching the Clone Wars right now, and I'm reading all the legends. I'm trying to, you know, catch up on my stuff, because mostly when I was young, I just watched the movies, and that was it. But then now there's this whole universe of Star Wars, and of course, you gotta, you know, filter out what's canon and what's not. I still read it no matter what, but you know, I do like to read a lot more of the canon stuff just for interest. But anyways, I'm getting off topic now, but it was my love of Star Wars, and then I got into Lord of the Rings, which despite the fact that those movies are almost like 3 hours long each, some of them going over that range, yeah, and that's basically kind of what sparked it. Then I watched the first Hobbit in the theaters. I still haven't caught up on the other 2 Hobbit movies. And I'm still trying to find a copy of the source material of Lord of the Rings by Tolkien, because I feel that it's an insult to just watch the movies and then don't even touch the books. So I'm going to consider reading that when I get into my near future. But for proof of my Harry Potter... before I get into that, actually, and then after some time, my mother actually, when Freeform, the channel Freeform, when they do their Harry Potter marathon, they usually do it like around Christmas time or around any holidays. They'll do a Harry Potter weekend and air all 8 movies. My mom, I think she was sick, and she's a channel flipper. We're all kind of channel flippers. We just flip channels until we find something we want to watch. And basically, she came across the Harry Potter movies, and she started watching them, and she liked them. She liked the plots. She liked the way the stories worked. And she actually ended up watching all 8 movies on Freeform, despite the commercials and how much they stretched the films out. She actually watched and paid attention to the Harry Potter movie series. And of course, because of that, then I started getting into Harry Potter, and so then I started watching the movies, and I really like them. Now, of course, with Lord of the Rings again, I watched the movies, but I am working on reading the books. I actually felt bad because I didn't read the books first, like a lot of people have, and then went and saw the movies. I did it backwards, but don't worry, I am reading the books. So if you guys want some visual proof, here is my Harry Potter Blu-ray collection containing all 8 films. I know there's only 7 books, but we count 8 with Deathly Hallows 1 and 2. So yeah, I got my Blu-ray collection here. And then recently, because I started trying to read the books, my mother was generous enough to buy the 8 book set for our family. And this is basically what this is like. They're all paperback books. So they're a little bit smaller and thinner than, I'm sure, the hardcover books many of you guys read. So that's what one of the books looks like. I am currently finishing up on the first book, The Philosopher's Stone, and hopefully soon we'll be moving to the Chamber of Secrets. So yes, I am a Harry Potter fan. Now the second part of that question says, if so, what house do you see yourself in? I actually took the Pottermore test, and I am a Slytherin. And then the final part to that question is, what is your favorite movie? So I'm assuming, of course, we're not talking Harry Potter anymore, because I'm sure there's no specifics. I'm just kidding, by the way. But anyways, my favorite movie of all time, it's actually an older movie, and it's a very popular movie, so when you guys see it, don't just judge me because thinking that I just like this movie because of its popularity. No, there's a whole lot more to why I like this movie, and it is Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather. The original Godfather is my all-time favorite movie. I hear a lot of people try and tell me, you know, that the second movie is better than the first. Don't get me wrong, I love the second movie just as much as the first movie, but if I had to narrow it down, I would have to go with number one. Marlon Brando is iconic in the role. Al Pacino's iconic. There's a whole ton of lines that are quotable even by people who don't even know what The Godfather is, and it just deals a whole lot with, you know, morality and family and, you know, different things like that. Of course, that's what I pulled out. I don't know what you guys pull out of this movie, but that's what I pulled out, especially of the last two movies, which were really powerful. I didn't care for the third one that much, but I watched it just so I could get the overall picture of it. And I am aware that The Godfather is a novel by Mario Puzo. I did read it, and it is amazing. It's probably one of the greatest books I've ever read. It's probably... I'm surprised it's not ranked as high as it is by today's standards. I mean, I know it's totally different now, but it's an amazing book, and I highly recommend that you read and watch The Godfather, even if it's just once in your life. But yeah, it's my favorite movie right here. This next question says, are you going to make the Google Plus movie with Plane Rock 124? Okay, can somebody clarify to me what this is? Because I know you guys probably saw the Google Plus video that's on my channel that Kobe was in, and I don't know if you guys are referring to that or what you guys are referring to, but I've seen a lot of comments on a lot of my videos that have been saying, what about Google Plus? What this in Google Plus? Can somebody please specify what you guys are asking me? Because I am really confused right now with what you guys are trying to get out of this. And then the last part that says, love you. Love you too, bro. And the last part of this question says, love you. I love you too. So this question I'm going to try and answer the best I can because this has a little bit of a two-parter to it. And I basically had 4 questions revolving around this, 2 about King, 2 about King, 1 about Kobe, and 2 about how I started YouTube. So I'm going to try and answer this all in the same category. So the question, basically, the overall question states, how did you meet King and Kobe, and why did you start YouTube? And then the other one, of course, is what made you think of starting YouTube, and things like that. And then, of course, I have another one here that says, where did you meet Plane Rock 124, and how many years have you and King been friends? So I'm going to see how I can answer this all in one, because this is kind of a big story. Okay, so actually, I met Kobe first. I've known Kobe ever since we were in middle school. And I'm going to try and make this as short as I can, but... basically, we were in the same math class, and for some reason he was actually really good at his math. And we often were partners in class when we would do assignments. One of our teachers liked to use the term because in order to solve, I can't remember what it is. I don't know math that well. If any of you are mathematicians, maybe you can correct me. I think it's like some kind of math chart or whatnot, and it was basic algebra, and then the term was that she liked to use was, she liked to call it rocking around the clock, like the Bill Haley song, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. That song, I love that song, by the way, but that's what they called it, and Kobe was a whiz at that, and he knew what he was doing, and most of the time I try and sit with him. There were a couple other kids I would sit with, and surprisingly, back when I met Kobe, he wasn't, I'm sorry for this, Kobe, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but he was a little different back then. I'm sure you guys know by the video, the Google Plus video that has been everywhere ever since Pyrocynical featured it in his video, YouTube the Movie. By the way, Kobe, I know you're going to hate me for this. You probably want that video taken down because I even saw your comment that actually stated that you wanted to die because of how cringy this video is. Guess what? This video is staying on YouTube for a little bit longer. We're going to humiliate you for a little bit longer, Kobe, and we're going to make people see what you were like before you got big and famous. Anyway, so back to the story. So then, in middle school, then you know, we kind of parted ways for a little while. We went to two different schools. Although our friendship never ended, we stayed very good friends throughout the duration of our high school years. You know, we had a lot of the same interests. You know, we're both video gamers. We both kind of like a lot of the same interests. So basically, that's what kept me and Kobe together as friends. And also, I think all we had for a little while, despite, you know, of course, King, Kobe knowing Plain Rock 124 as well, for a while we were kind of each other's real only friend. I mean, of course, we have other friends as well, but you know, we were the only ones we really hung out with on a consistent basis. So then after that, Kobe met King. Now here's where the interesting part about Plain Rock 124 comes in. I briefly knew him. Okay, so my mother used to work at this old place. It was called the Family Resource Center, and they offered tutoring. And I'm sorry, King, I'm probably bringing bad memories back, but you bring bad memories of a lot of other people back, and you do a lot of other cringeworthy stuff. You deserve this one. Basically, what happened was King was younger, and he was always he'd go there with his sister. And basically, what would happen is he had a phone, and it was a flip phone. Believe it or not, King actually had a flip phone at one time. What would happen is his phone had a way of balancing, and actually when somebody would call him, his phone would rotate, and we would call it the dancing phone. And and basically what he'd do is he wanted to show this off, so he'd be like, guys, give me a call, give me a phone call, I want to show you guys this cool thing. So one of us would ring him, he'd put his phone down, and then his phone would spin, and that's basically all I knew King for. Basically, I briefly knew King. I didn't really know him by name. I mean, I've heard his name thrown around a couple times, but when I heard the last name Lang, then I knew exactly who it was. And so, of course, they became friends, and then King came back into my life, and I met him for the second time at, I think it was one of Kobe's birthdays or something like that. It was a get-together, it was a few of us, and he had his Wii U, and that's how I became friends with Plain Rock 124. We just kind of all started hanging out together, and then a lot of the videos we'd make were on his vlog channel. So if you watch his vlog channel, I think one of the first videos I was featured in was the Black Friday video. The very first time we went out Black Friday, we went out at like 5 in the morning. We did the traditional Black Friday. But then the year after that, we decided to go out on Thanksgiving evening because we had a bigger shot at getting a lot of the different, you know, items that we wanted. And actually, that's where I picked up my Blu-ray copy of Godfather, because before all I had it on was DVD. And then the third year, it was just me and King. I'm sure you guys saw that. We picked up a TV. And then recently, with his board smashing, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that because this is where you came from. You saw where we smashed the Chromebook. And that was the first time I'd been featured on his main channel, and that's basically what brought me to where I am today. So I want to thank all you guys, and I want to thank you, Plain Rock 124, for allowing me to be on your channel and for allowing me to be a part of your life. I know that might sound kind of weird, and I want to thank you, Kobe, for being a good friend all these years. And yeah, just thanks, guys. Now my next question, which is an extension of the last one also, is why did you start YouTube? Basically, I've always been into filmmaking and movie making and things like that. I've always been really a huge fan of that. And when I was young, I'd always look at my friends who were, you know, had YouTube, and I was like, oh, this is a great source. Of course, I watched YouTube a lot before I even had a channel. And then I had a friend, actually, who's still my friend today, who had a YouTube channel and who would upload on a more consistent basis back then than what he does now. I think one of his main channels is closed now, but anyways, I saw his YouTube, and then that really made me want one. But unfortunately, my parents, you know, and the YouTube rule, I'm sure a lot of you broken this rule, but whatever. I was kind of a goody-good kid back then. You couldn't have a YouTube until you were at least 13 years of age, so I waited. When I turned 13, I'm sure many of you remember, whoever's been there since the beginning, I was really stupid at the beginning. I would just upload scenes from movies, especially Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. I did reviews. I was basically trying to be that stereotypical cool YouTube guy. And then I started doing just some weird stuff. I don't even know half of the old videos that I posted. I'm sure if we look, oh my gosh, I'm going to put myself through hell right now just looking at my old videos. We're not going to watch them, but Anyway, some of the dumb stuff, of course, there was, how-tos, the dumb how-tos, how to make Skype calls for free, prank call Pizza Hut, Netflix how-to. Oh my gosh, no. We can go back older and make this even worse, probably. My True Lies videos. Oh my gosh. My Randy John. How to block your caller ID, which surprisingly I have 12,000 views on. Don't know how that happened, but yeah, that happened. The soundboard. Oh. I gotta share this with you guys. Blah, Snazzy Dazzy Films. Look at that little kid right there. Look at that little kid. That's Mossy Medic back in his prime. Actually, no, we're going to take a look at part of this video. I'm sorry, Kobe, but I can't.
Making rumors about him, and I don't know.
Oh, wait. We gotta go to the beginning.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to flick anybody off.
Spazzy Dazzy Films with Modern Warfare.
Yep. Back when he was partnered with me.
Announcements and news going on. So, have you guys heard about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yep, basically.
I bet so.
Yes, we have. He's the governor of California, and he's the Terminator, and...
Anyway.
Get to the chopper.
People have been making rumors about him, and...
Rumors? Whoa. Hold on, Kobe. What rumors? I don't remember any rumors. Rumors. I don't remember the rumors. I mean, there's the one, of course, where he cheated on his wife, and that happened a long time ago, and that actually really happened. I mean, maybe there were some rumors going around about him then, but I honestly don't know.
Jonathan on that one. See if you can make a tribute video for him.
A tribute video?
I'm
just kidding.
Right there. So anyway, back to announcements and videos. I'm going to be camping this weekend.
Whoa, wait. What is that? What is that? Literally, what was that? Dude, you look like a straight up creeper right there. What's going on? I'm sorry, Kobe. I shouldn't be putting you through all this humiliation. We're gonna end it right there. We're gonna end it right there with that one. I had Hard Day's Night, Help Review Parts 1 and 2. I don't know what Kobe was doing with this World War III announcements. Don't know what that is. I don't think I've ever watched that video. Okay, here's where I got my big boom. Was I started doing the top 5 scariest logos. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen those videos. That's what got me popular on YouTube, was the logo videos. Basically me taking a clip of a lot of logos from either PBS shows or childhood shows, and the ones that had the really loud noises and the ones that had the weird animations, the ones that, just had really creepy images and things like that. That was that. So we're talking logos like WGBH Boston, what's another good one? Rankin Bass, PBS, a lot of the ones especially. This is PBS, woo, woo. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember that. That one was creepy as heck. And just basic things like that, the loud logos, and that's what got me popular. A lot of people really liked that video and then started requesting me to do another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. So basically that's how that kind of evolved. I cut it off at 4, but then I got people asking me again to do it, and they wanted to hear about some individual logos. So I figured, why not? So, yeah, so I'm considering that for a future project. Anyways, on with more of my old content. Of course, the logos. Vinyl collection review. A lot of people like that video, so we'll think about that for something in the future. And a lot of things like that. Then I started doing reactions, and then of course I think a lot of you saw my reaction to Traces of Death. That's one of my highest viewed reactions. It actually went over my Last Jedi reaction, which surprisingly, I guess because me and Shock Extreme 1 kind of threw Traces of Death back into the mainstream of things. So yeah, a lot of people watched that. That was one of the worst videos I ever watched. Never doing that again. But yeah, so that's basically all for that. Basically, on what type of stuff I did. And that's basically why I started YouTube. I know that was a little bit longer than I expected, and this video is going to be a little bit long. But anyways, yeah, I started YouTube for that reason. I got really off track. I'm sorry, guys, but so basically the reason I started YouTube was I wanted to make movies, I wanted to make content, and I wanted to make good stuff. Of course, now I'm trying to find a little bit more of a theme and not just do so much random stuff. So at the end of this video, we will be talking about future projects and the things that I plan to do in the future. So that'll be one of the last questions which was asked on here. I will answer that at the end. But basically the reason I started YouTube was just to make connections and basically just to put my content out there and just to, you know, I like making videos. So that's why. Alright, so another one of the big questions I've been getting asked on this video especially is, are you going to collaborate more with Plain Rock 124? As many of you saw, I recently collabed with Plain Rock 124 in smashing a Chromebook. That was a whole lot of fun. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. You know, it was just fun just to beat the living devil out of the Chromebook and that PSP. I got to play a little baseball with it, as you guys saw. But that's up to him, but I'm just going to put this out there. I would love to collab more with Plain Rock 124. He's a good guy. I like the content he puts out. A little bit of it can at times be a little controversial and a little scandalous, but I stay away from all that because when it comes to making good content, you know, then the rules can change a little bit as long as, you know, as long as you put stuff out there that people like, then it's pretty good. So, but that really doesn't bother me that much. So, yeah, I would love to collab more with Plain Rock 124. And I would also like to collab more with Kobe Mossy Medic as well. So, in the future, I guess, hope to see more of those collabs because I'm open to them. I'm very much open to them. And then the last question, well, it's not really a question, but it's a part of that other question, and it says, it asked, what type of videos will I do? We talked a little bit about that in the previous question of what made me think of starting YouTube, but I will give you some of what I plan to do, especially this year. So, obviously, I'm doing this video. I want to keep doing, you know, the reactions. I don't want to do too many reactions, and that's why you guys haven't been seeing a whole lot of reactions recently. I didn't want to this channel to just become just a reaction channel, and that's why I didn't react to, you know, Ant-Man and Wasp trailer or, you know, the new Avengers spot. I did Infinity War because I'm a huge Marvel fan. I didn't do Black Panther, unfortunately, but I plan to keep doing some reactions to things like that. And one of the other things I plan on doing is doing a tribute to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which I'm trying to hopefully get done by March 20th, which I believe is his birthday. And I want to make a little bit of a tribute to that. And actually, speaking of Mr. Rogers, guys, speaking of Mr. Rogers, I actually have the Mr. Rogers mug, which if you pour a hot liquid in here, Mr. Rogers will change into his cardigan sweater. If you guys want to see what that's like, stay tuned to the end of this video and I'll show you how this mug works. But basically, I want to do something with that. That was one of my favorite childhood shows. He taught me a lot. He kind of shaped the person that I am today. Despite the fact that I am a little crazy at times, he did shape the personality and the person that I am. So I want to definitely make a tribute to Mr. Rogers. That'll be out hopefully around March 20th, depending on how my schedule works. And then, of course, I want to get back into the scary logos. I know a lot of you have been asking me, you know, do a vid on THX, do a vid on this logo, that logo, give it a little history. So I think I'm going to start doing that. Also, if you guys want to see other logos that were creepy, leave them down in the comments below. And also, somebody recommended to me once that I do something like scary console startups or scary video startups, you know, not the logos mainly, but maybe just the bring-ups, you know, the warnings and things like that. If you guys want to see that, please leave that in the comments below too, and I will get to work on it right away. So that's basically kind of what I'm thinking about doing this year. I don't know what I'm going to do in the next few years, but you'll definitely see content coming from me. In the summer, I plan to start up my weekly routine of uploading videos. I wanted to do it in the winter, but unfortunately, I had a lot going on with family, then I got sick, and then a whole lot of things went into play, so it didn't work out as well. But hopefully this summer I'll be able to get back at least on either my every other week or my every week video deal. So I hope to see you guys then. And yeah, so that's basically what my plan looks like for the future. And that is all the questions that I have gotten. Thank you so much for all the questions that you asked, and thank you for standing by and supporting me. For all those who supported me throughout the years, thank you very much. And if you just recently subscribed, thank you again. It means a lot. I'm sure a lot of you just came from Plain Rock 124's channel and decided to subscribe, but that's okay. I take any subscribers that I can get. You guys are awesome, and you're the reason that I do YouTube and the reason that I want to continue doing YouTube. So I'm going to leave you guys with an inspirational quote by Mr. Rogers, and that is basically, you've made this day a special day by just all of you being yourselves. There's only one person in this whole entire world like you, and that's you. You, and I'm pointing to you. I'm not talking to anybody else, I'm talking to you. Whoever's watching this video, you are special, and you are awesome. And people can and do like you exactly as you are. Thank you guys. If you guys want to see how this mug works, stay tuned. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope to get out soon. Thank you so much for over 650 subscribers now. You guys are awesome, and I hope to keep going as long as I can. Peace out. So if you guys want to see how this mug works, I've got a cup of really hot water. It's actually hurting my hands now. I preheated this water, and we're going to put it in the cup, and we're going to see what happens. Now what happens is when you pour this water or hot beverage into this cup, Mr. Rogers changes from his sport jacket to his sweater. Now check this out. And there you go. There you have it. So you can have a hot beverage and see Mr. Rogers change into his cardigan sweater right before your very eyes. Now it takes a little while before it gets down here, but I think you guys get the basic idea. It's a really cool cup, actually. When I heard this mug was actually first coming out, I really wanted to get my hands on one, and my mother was nice enough to get me one. So it's a really awesome mug. I just love this, and I love all the quotes that are on here. Like, I'll read you a couple of them. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Someday you'll be a grown-up too. Did you know that when you wonder you're learning? It's such a good feeling to be with you. What do you do with the man that you feel? There's only one person exactly like you in the whole world. You can never go down the drain. A lot of popular quotes. Oh, this one's my favorite. Remember this, guys, whenever you guys are feeling down and low. Being the best loser takes talent, just as being the best winner does. That's really awesome. Keep that in mind, guys, whenever you're having a bad day. Now, I never like to waste hot water. Now, you can guys see he's fully in his cardigan sweater. And I don't like wasting water, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tea out of this and have a nice tea this afternoon. So I want to thank you guys again for watching. Keep subscribe, comment, rate. Of course, if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. If you have, thank you very much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.